Well, good morning, everybody. I am Jim Poling, and before I go in here, I just want to say this, is that I never had in my life a God revelation moment, because I always had God in my life. My mother was a Catholic, a very devout Catholic, and she took us to church every Sunday. So I always had God in my life. I went to Catholic school for the first, second, and third grades, and then after that, I went to catechism classes even when I was in public school. Now, when I turned 20 years old-ish, I moved out of the house, and like many 20-year-olds, I stopped going to Mass. The Pope died, and I didn't even know it. Somebody should have called me. But what I did have was a realization. I didn't know what God was doing in my life when He was doing it. The revelation didn't come until the end of 2021 when I retired from 40 years of radio broadcasting. Because you see, I wanted to be in radio broadcasting since I was 7 years old, when I built a makeshift stereo system DJ setup in our basement in Detroit that we bought from Goodwill. I got a little disc mic that we cannibalized from an intercom system, stuffed it in the end of a caulking compound tube, duct taped it around a gooseneck lamp, and that was my microphone. And we put the speaker up in the living room so I could do DJ shows for my parents. They were very tolerant of the whole thing. Because I wanted to be a disc jockey. And in 40 years of radio broadcasting, I did essentially everything there is to do in that business except be a disc jockey. Now, why do you suppose that is? I'll tell you why. It was a God thing. And I've talked about that before, a God thing. You see, here's the dirty little secret about disc jockeys. Unless you're Howard Stern or Ryan Seacrest, they don't make that much money. And they get fired a lot. And they move around a lot. If I had done the plan that I wanted to do and be a disc jockey, I would have a completely different life. I would never have come to Orlando. I wouldn't have met my wife of almost 39 years now. Thank you. I would not have come to this church. I would not have been able to afford to retire at the end of 2021. Oh, and a little footnote here. I wouldn't have beat cancer twice.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hold your nose for this next part because it's a little cheesy, but I equate our life to a roadway, okay? You've heard the Autobahn in Germany where certain parts of it have a speed limit, no speed limit at all. You can go as fast as you want. I believe God puts us on a roadway like the Autobahn. Says we can go as fast as we want, as far as we want, but He has guardrails up on either side. So that when you start veering off from His plan, He bumps you back into the lane. And I didn't realize that was happening while it was happening. 2020 hindsight happened to me in 2021. It was a God thing. That was my realization. And that is my story.